You know, I will defend that game to the death. That was the opening theme from... What the hell was the name of it? Too Human. That was the one. I think that game was actually great. And most people don't agree with me. I think I'm one of the only people that will sit up and staunchly, unironically defend Too Human, but I think Too Human was one of the best examples of ARPGs ever put on console. I genuinely believe that. Seriously, it is. One day I might actually make a video just flat out defending Too Human. Alright, anyway, this is not Too Human at all. This is Enter the Gungeon. There we go. So I've had code for this for about a week. The game's coming out on April the 6th. So I thought I'd do a little bit of playthrough on the stream. That usually inspires me to play a bit better, because I've maybe got to level 2 a couple of times at most, and which is not particularly good. Alright, you got 4 characters you can choose from here. So Enter the Gungeon is a roguelite, combat-focused roguelite, as you might expect, where you have a lot of guns, and the enemies are also gun-related in some way. It's been in, I think, development for a long time, actually. I picked the convict today. It's been in development for a long time, and it's got a lot of hype behind it. Mostly just because it has excellent presentation. It's got a really good opening theme song that I'll play for you later, which is maybe the best thing. Now, it's got an excellent style of art that is very reminiscent of some of the best quality indie games. And I think people want a new Isaac, you know? They want an Isaac that's a little bit different. They've maybe had enough of Isaac, and as a result, we have Enter the Gungeon. Not to mention, this was also designed with console in mind. Alright, so I have 2 weapons to start with. The budget revolver, which as you can see is a 6-shooter with infinite ammo. Also note the level of detail as it spits the cartridges out there. Brass, that's pretty cool. And the sword of shotgun, which works exactly like that. And that has limited ammo, so got to worry about managing ammo for that. I also do have a special, which is, on this character, which is a Molotov cocktail. There we go, and now we're fighting bullets. And I said everything was gun-related, I wasn't actually kidding. So I can use the Molotov cocktail. I also have a dodge roll. The first half of this dodge roll has iframes, so you are invincible. You've got to kind of utilize that fact. And the other half does not. And there is also an emergency smart bomb of sorts called the Blank. The Blank will blow up every bullet on the screen. So if there's a wave of bullets that you just don't think you can dodge, you can use a Blank. The currency that I'm gathering right here is, well, bullets. I have 2 blanks there in blue. The life up here is 6. It looks like 3, but it's actually 6. Each of them is half a heart. They're made of crossed over bullets, because of course they are. Let's be thematically consistent to the point of beating ourselves over the head with it. I have a key, which I can use to open this, which gets me an item, which is a smoke bomb. It does replace my thing. Alright, let's check the Ammonomicon. The Ammonomicon will tell me, yeah, makes me temporarily invisible. Okay. I have an enraging photo. Deal extra damage for a short time after getting hit. Do you get the reference? I get the reference. Sword of shotgun, and it's my regular pistol. Alright, so the first kind of little issue that I have with Gungeon is very similar to the issue that I have with most games in this genre. And I'd say it is kind of a genre up to this point. Sort of, I mean, at this point, I call games like this more like Isaac-likes than roguelite. But whatever, you know, you can call them whatever you like. The issue that I have with it is the games like this often start with you with very weak firepower, which results in the combat feeling anemic and dull. And that only changes when and if you acquire a better gun, which you may actually not ever get. So there is that. I used the Blank there to wipe the bullets out just to make sure I don't get hit. Now, games like Ziggurat understood this, and they actually went some way to dealing with it. And Gungeon does, to some degree as well, by starting you with classes. And those classes, of course, have different weapons. So if I want to start with a shotgun, I can, you know? And that does make it more interesting than grabbing the class that just starts with, you know, fucking nothing. Like a little pistol or whatever. But most of the classes start with very similar weapons. And as a result, the game only really gets interesting when you're able to acquire more weapons. And as you can see, if I go to the shop here, I can acquire them. But I can't afford them right now, which is a little bit unfortunate. I can buy, if I buy the map, it allows me to teleport around. But yeah, I only have 16 cartridges, so I can't afford anything. But at least I know where the shop is. Usually on the first level, you don't get enough money to buy a gun, but there's usually a chest that has one in it. So far, I've found no way of interacting with the environment other than the chests. However, you can push over tables. And that's actually really important because, you know, not only is that very thematic, you know, the whole gunfighter, old school John Woo angle of pushing over a table, pushing over tables gives you cover. Oh, shit! Dodged wrong. This guy's a nightmare. So you can push over a table to give you cover, and then you can basically advance behind that cover, which is very useful in levels that have a lot of enemies. I think there's a key dropped on in this area somewhere. Where'd it go? Sometimes that stuff can get a little bit clogged up in the detritus all over the place. I will say the amount of detail in the destruction is excellent. There's so much stuff that just blows up or flies everywhere. This is the boss room. I'm going to explore the rest of the level first just to see if I can get something better before we start this, because taking on the boss with the basic weapons can be a bit tricky. So, I mean, the cover mechanic is definitely something that sets it apart from other Isaac likes, which is a good thing. Otherwise, like, the combat and the dodge rolling is kind of similar. I will say that the gunplay is a lot more satisfying than just crying on people, especially since the sound assets are generally very good, and the guns do have unique attributes. The main problem is that the guns with the really interesting attributes, well, that you don't start with them. You usually start with a crappy pistol, or something along those lines, or just something that fires very similar to something else. And as soon as you get a really cool gun, then the gameplay gets exponentially better, as you might imagine. There's been all sorts of... I picked up a minigun on level 1 at once, which was fucking great. The amount of ammo that could spit out, that was super fun to use. There's a trick gun, which changes itself every time you reload. So I used the trick gun, and when I reload, it would change into a different kind of gun. So it was alternating, I think, between a rifle and a shotgun for the most part, which was really nice. Last run, I got a triple crossbow. The triple crossbow alternates ammunition types. It has 3 rounds in a magazine, and half of them are slowing rounds, and half of them are tri-shot rounds. So you end up either firing like a shotgun or a slowing round, which will make it easier for you to hit the enemy. And again, the game shines when you get those guns. The issue is when you don't, which is actually surprisingly common, at least on level 1. Apparently there are secret rooms. The problem is your default gun doesn't open them. So you've got to use ammunition to open what you think is a secret room. And I believe you do that by shooting it, but you kind of have to waste your ammo in the process. That's my understanding of it, at any rate. I could be wrong there. Music's awesome. The opening theme is amazing, and I will play it for you later. I have 35, which is actually enough to buy a new gun. It won't be a very good gun, but it'll be a gun nonetheless. So I will go and buy that before I hit the boss. I need to stop using my shotty for these little enemies because I just don't have the ammo. Sweet. That red bullet is a health pickup, so that's nice. Check this room. We've got a chest, and it's a... Oh, hello! Snowballer may contain rocks. Alright, we have a gun. What does it do? Let's find out. May contain rocks. This weapon was constructed the single time the Gungeon experienced a snow day. New gun dead simply appeared with these cannons strapped to their bodies and pelted everything in sight with powdery projectiles. There were also many chipped teeth. How does it fire? There we go. We have a snowball gun. I don't know if it's any good, but we're about to find out. I might go and try and take on the boss then, if I have a weapon like this. You know, I should go and grab that map, because I haven't been able to use the teleportation yet, and I imagine that's quite convenient on levels of this size. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of Isaac similarities. It's obviously taken a lot of cues from that game, which makes sense. If you're going to make a game in that genre, then Isaac is probably the gold standard at this stage. I don't find it personally the most fun, but obviously a lot of people disagree with me on that. So I can get a blunderbuss or a crossbow. It's got to be the blunderbuss, right? But I could actually just buy that. I think I'm buying the map, you know? Oh, does the map only reveal this floor? That's interesting, because that actually revealed a hidden area. There you go. Is that a breakable wall? That's a breakable wall. This might have been worth. Oh, I think I upset him. So apparently he was hiding that. So it turns out the shopkeeper was hiding that. But I got maximum health. And I got a key, which is lovely. So I've got a key for the next level if I need to open a chest. That was interesting. I've never seen that. Yeah, it's a good comparison, actually. Isaac's dungeon crawling with Nuclear Throne's gunplay, except this game runs at 60. Which is much, much better than fucking Nuclear Throne. The shopkeeper's not happy that I blew up half his shop. Alright. He's one of the easier opening bosses, I tend to find. He's a little bit slow, so hopefully our snow gun will do the job. Damage-wise, it's not incredible, but it'll do. Reload time on this gun is quite a lot. Alright, good to know. Use my blank to block that. I do still have invisibility. I don't know how much that actually helps. Ow. It's actually like a tactic to get hit with this guy because he gets enraged, so he does extra damage for a while. The enemies are mostly bullet hell. They're not like hugely difficult bullet hell, for those of you who are good at bullet hell. I'm not. I don't know if you noticed. I think my shotgun actually does more damage than the snow gun, but the snow gun has a better range and has a larger magazine. Fuck, didn't actually mean to get hit there. Oh, I'm taking a lot of damage. Fuck, I didn't mean to eat 3. I thought I was going to avoid that. Don't lose! Got him. Dodge rolls are iframed in the first half of the roll. Important to know. We got ammo for the snowballer, and we got a moon scraper. Alright, what does that do? Oh, shit! That's amazing! Okay. The moon scraper, which I assume is Moonraker reference. It's a powerful beam laser that bounces off walls. The animation quality is... Ow! Little bitch fucking drop kicked me. What the shit? Anyway, yeah, the animation quality is very smooth and very well put together, which is definitely one of the big strengths of the game. There's a... I'm going to pop back briefly, because there's still a half a heart in that room. I'm going to go grab it, because I'm at half strength. What happens if I fire it in here? Whee! Nice. This is one of the lesser guns. There are some amazing guns. It's just staying alive long enough to get them is the problem. Because I assume the game has loot tables, and you probably can't get the most amazing gun on level 1. That would be kind of silly. I mean, I have had powerful guns, like the minigun in particular was very strong. But I certainly don't think that you'd get the best stuff on level 1. And I haven't got very far. Like, I've never beaten level 2. The game gets pretty tough pretty fast. The ammo bar is off the screen? Oh, yeah. It goes all the way up there. The green glowy rings, I believe, are teleport points. Once you unlock a room, you can use the map, which is tabbed, to teleport to one of these. So if I click here, it'll teleport me. So it's pretty cool for saving time. I don't believe it actually costs anything either. So that's kind of neat. I'll sit in this chair. 1 second. Just had a message from the missus. Alright, let's move on to the next level. Alright. Bunch of nasty enemies incoming. They do vastly increase the difficulty on level 2. Lot of shit. It's rough. Jesus Christ. The precision required goes up a lot. Let me just put it that way. I don't think there's any purpose in being in the middle of this, but hey. You notice how fast the ammo drains on this gun. You need a lot of guns to just kind of stay active and competitive. At least with a gun like this, it's less about focusing the fire and more about just focusing on being able to dodge. Besides, I've got the other snowballer, I've got ammo for other guns, so I don't see the harm in using this one right now. That is a lot of flying bullets. And they usually, like, put a second wave in as well, so you've got to watch out for that. Not every room has a second wave, but a lot of them do. And they just teleport in. They can teleport right on top of you. It does give you, like, a 2-second warning with a little red thing on the ground, so you know they're coming. Ooh, we got a thing. Alright, what do we get? Irradiated lead, poison shot. Okay. What does that do? I mean, I can imagine. Irradiated slugs have a chance to poison any target they touch. Sweet. Active item recharge, I think, is by pickup? I think it's actually cooldown based, mostly. I mean, if I use this one right now, I'm pretty sure it goes on a cooldown. The question is, as you said, is it room-based? I don't know. I think it's time-based. Yeah, it's time-based. You can see the bar going up now. Or is it movement-based? It's gone up a bit. It's not moving anymore. What happens if I move? I think it's a combination of the two. Yeah, because it's no longer moving. I wonder if it's movement in combat. It's probably time or movement spent in combat. Let's experiment. Let's test that. Okay, so is the bar raising again? Or is it kills? Keep an eye on that bar. It's raising now. Yeah, I think it's damage-based. I think it only raises when you do damage. Makes sense. That seems like a pretty good way to do it. I can't see, like, a good argument against that one. It's like, I mean, it is a game about shooting. Why would it not be damage-based? Makes sense thematically, makes sense in general. I think mechanically it's sound. From what I can tell, anyway. This is a good gun for checking the walls. Although I don't know how much damage it does to do that. It might be crap. It is also good for breaking a lot of barrels. There is no benefit to breaking the barrels other than it just being fun. There's never anything in them. Two more somewhere. Oh, shit. I'll switch to the snowballer for the time being. I want to conserve some ammo for the boss. And this gun, I mean, it's not brilliant, but it's good enough. I don't know how many guns you can carry. I've got 4 right now. Hopefully quite a few. I don't like it when roguelites unnecessarily restrict the number of weapons you can have. I find that irritating. It's one of the reasons I'm not a huge fan of the genre. If you can call it a genre. I don't think you can. I think it's a mechanical subset for the most part. It can serve its purpose. You know, kind of in the same way the walking simulator can serve its purpose. It can be a useful combo descriptor. It's not necessarily mean, though, that it's all accurate. I like accuracy and definition. I don't know if you figured that out yet. Hopefully you have. I've been pretty fucking vocal about it. Accuracy and definition is useful to consumers. Inaccuracy and potential misleading of consumers is not a good thing. Alright. We have a shop. And it's empty. Where is everybody gone? That's a bit weird. That's very strange. Is he gone because I fucked up his shop in the last level? Possibly. I mean, if you want to watch Battlefleet, the VOD is up. You can go watch it right now. If you don't want to watch Gungeon, all my VODs are there. I did Battlefleet, yesterday? It's on my channel. Just go to my VODs. So, I haven't quite figured these things out. Every now and again you'll find a shrine with some cryptic shit on it, and I have no idea what any of it means. Yeah, well, that's good to know. So, don't fuck with the shopkeeper unless you're willing to pay the price, I guess. I should have sort of seen that coming. I wasn't aware it was the shopkeeper's secret area that I stole from. We have 3 hearts going into a boss fight. That's not necessarily brilliant. Might be worth trying to get a few more. As long as I can do it without fucking up. Oh, we can get some poison on him from this range. And we actually froze him as well. Yeah, if we put enough on the target, it actually freezes the enemy. So this is actually a really good gun. Much better than I expected it to be. I wonder what this cell key is for. Oh, hello. Oh, it's a gun. We have an M1 bolt action. Which is exactly what you'd expect it to be. Shame, none of that amazing sound when a stripper clip pings off. That would have been cool. I currently have 5 guns. Yeah, so it's a rifle. Ooh, there's something in here. Ooh, I think that's the cell. I have the key. Hi. Hi, big guy. Cool, I think I just got a new character. Ah, cool, right. So now that's a unlockable vendor in my hub. Sweet. I thought there'd be things like that. This area is... The altar is empty. Do nothing. Yeah, I mean, whatever it is, I don't have the option. Alright, we'll have to go try fight the boss on 3 hearts. I do have 1 blank, so that will help. But it's going to be tricky. I mean, I do have that poison stack, and I've got some good guns, so hopefully that's enough to not get fucking murdered. Let's find out. Oh my. This is gonna get fucking messy. Garan does decent damage, but the fire rate's garbage! Well, that was the wrong way to go. Use the snowballer. It's not doing as much damage as the laser. I was just kind of hoping for either poison or slowing. Okay, poisoned it. Jumped right into that because I'm a scrub. Fuck! Wow. I ran right into that. Ah, shit. Well, I almost had him too. I'm just watching the replay and how... that was really unfortunate. I just watched that replay. That was unbelievably bad luck. He fired just right on top of me. Oh, shit. Oh, well, that's that. We can at least check out what's happening in the breach. Shit. Watching that over, I was like, did I have a way of seeing that coming? And I almost think that I didn't. And it just... Alright, well, supposedly she's in the breach now somewhere, so... We can grab a different character. We can grab the Marine. He's a little bit tougher. You can call in an ammo supply. That dog doesn't do combat, I'm afraid. I wish it did. If it did combat, it would be amazing. So, apparently, she's here in the breach somewhere. Please tell me that if she doesn't pop up because we died before killing the boss, then that will be salt level maximum. And I have a feeling that's exactly what happened. Oh, is she... Ah, she's the one in here. Cool. Thank God. Alright. Okay. Alright, so I can now unlock some new guns by the looks of it. I have 4 of the things. So, what do I want to... should we unlock the heart bottle and the gamma ray? That sounds good. Gamma ray unlocked. Heart bottle unlocked. There we go. So that's some new items then I should get access to. Gamma ray has joined the shootout. Heart bottle has joined the shootout. So these are the guns that I know of so far. These are the number of guns in the game. Yes, it's that fucking ridiculous. That's the Wang Beam. I found that at some point. That, I believe, is a reference to Shadow Warrior. Bolt action semi-automatic. That's the Boundless Slaughter Vulcan Cannon. That is pretty great. I'm looking for the Gamma Ray. Is it a gun or an item? It might be it may very well be an item. It's entirely possible. These are some of the items that I've unlocked so far. That is a tennis ball that you can throw. I think that's actually the dog. Is that item, if I recall correctly? He mostly is good for sneaking out treasure rooms. I guess I have to pick it up in order for it to be added. Alright, okay. Alright, back into the Gungeon again. So the Marine's a little bit tougher. He has like an armor slot, which is his helmet. So instead of taking his first point of damage, he eats it off the helmet instead. His default weapon is a pretty decent semi-auto with a fast reload time. I think he can also, like, deflect something that's non-lethal. This is actually a bad opener. A lot of nonsense. His cooldown is an ammo box, so once you get a good weapon, you basically don't run out of ammo for it, which is a very, very good ability. Unfortunately, it's not very interesting to start with. I just don't understand what any of this is. Is it a clue? Unfortunately, if there's a secret room here, I don't even have a gun that would break the wall anyway. But yeah, it's the start of the levels that I find not interesting. And again, that's a problem that a lot of games in this genre tend to have, because they start you with basically nothing. But the process of acquiring the other stuff goes through a bunch of combat, and if that combat's not all that fun, then I tend to get a little bit sick of those games. I know some people really enjoy the process of restarting a roguelite. I only do if, at the base level, the game's enjoyable for me, and there's no requirement that I have some good item in order for the game to be fun. Ziggurat solves the problem by giving you, like, a powerful spell right off the bat, which gives you that level of variety, but the combat variety in most of these games at the start of each level is very, very low, and that is the biggest issue that I've got with them. Some people are completely capable of tolerating that. I am not one of those people. I assume this is a secret area. I can't access it because I don't have a gun that will shoot it. Oh, blanks open walls. I did not know that. So if I fire a blank here... Oh, I guess that's not actually a secret at all. I wouldn't want to waste a blank. Because you literally only have, like, 2 of them. Ow. So I lost my helmet, as you've noticed. Just a neat little piece of detail. They are ghosts with AK-47s. Everything is gun-themed. I do like the cover mechanic. I think that definitely adds. Ah, so there's another way in. Ooh. Shock rounds. Well, I think we know what they do. That's cool. So I guess in a room like that, you've just got to find the other way in. Could you not pick up the helmet in the last room? What helmet? I think that was my helmet falling off. I don't think you can get it back. I don't see a helmet anywhere. I think you're making that up. Nope. I don't know what you're talking about. But it's possible that it just... it's like a decal. It falls off and stays on the ground for a little while. Oh, yeah! Look at that! See, now the gun's a bit more interesting. Because it fires fucking electricity. I don't know if pressing these is going to give me any benefit. If I recall correctly, that's just... You can just use that to land on the enemies and kill them. I don't think it actually opens anything. Yeah, it was probably just decal detail. It wasn't anything more than that. Usually, if there's a pickup in a room when you're done, it actually indicates it on the map. So if there isn't an indication on the map, then that usually means that room's empty. Well, having these shock rounds is nice. I'd just like a better gun to use them with. Ow. Ran right into that one like I'm an idiot, didn't I? I have a good amount of currency, actually. If we had the shop, that would be good. Alright, so that's the boss. I would really like to find the shop. Assuming there is one. There should be. If I can get the shop with 46 cartridges, I should be able to pick up something cool. Again, is there an indicator on the map that it's an item? Because if there isn't, then that's not an item. All of this stuff that looks like things isn't things. If I look on the map and see if there's an indicator there. You see there's no indicator of anything. So that should indicate that there was no item dropped. I could be wrong, but I don't know where the scroll is that you're referring to, because let's be honest, like, your commentary is a minute behind, so when you say there's a scroll on the floor, I'm not even in that room anymore. You'd have to tell me which room specifically. Interesting, it looks like there's a way around there. Alright, I have 54. That's the heart bottle we're talking about. Ammo, full heart. Probably take the heart bottle, really. It seems like the only thing to do. There's also a dude in here that you can bring guns to, I think. Oh, that looks like that's the breakable bit. Do I want to break it? Let's grab the heart ball. Liquid life. 1 extra heart container. Can't complain about that. Since I don't know what room I lost my helmet in, that's not helpful either, but you know. At this point, I'm not that concerned about it. Did that get rid of my shock item? Nah. No, it's still there. It's just, it's a proc. We don't have a key. Nor can we afford one. Alright. Okay, I think it's time to hit the boss then. With, unfortunately, a regular gun, which I don't like. That's going to be a bit of a problem. Top left corner, 1 room down. Okay, I'll give it a try. I don't know exactly what you guys are referring to, but we can have a look. Takes a while to traverse the area. I can do a bit of teleporting. I think it should be obvious how it compares to nuclear throne if you just watch the video. That's the wonderful part of streaming. So it's not in here. He said top left, one room down. Aha, this one. That was... Yeah, thanks for that. Great, yeah. So basically, that was a note from the person that stole my armor saying ha ha. That was worth the time. E is entrance. There is a decay item at the time for items, obviously. That was the decay time. So I guess I could have maybe got it back. But I was too slow. Alright, we got 4 lives. We're going to try and take the boss out with that. That's potentially challenging. Where's the boss? Up here. Oh god. It's fucking Gatling Gull. I think there's 2 bosses on the first level, potentially, and this is one of them. I don't think any comment is really needed on that. Missed the hit. It's unfortunate. Ow. He fires a lot of shit at you. If you don't mind, I'm going to focus on this and try not to lose. Which is going to be a problem because my gun does shit all damage. Yeah, that's one of the annoying parts of roguelike games. It's like, hey, yeah, you should really have a new gun. Oh, wait, we never gave you the opportunity to get one? Oh, well, that's too bad. And now I'm dead. Yeah. Great. So you end up having these wasted runs that I find annoying. It's not that I couldn't have beaten him. I could have. It just was a lot harder because my base gun is shit. And I had no opportunity to replace it at any point during that level. So I find that a little bit irritating. It's one of the issues that I've got with it, like that roguelites waste your time sometimes. But hey, again, it is still my fault, so... I'm going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back and we'll do a couple more runs. I'm just going to pop back to the breach. There we go. Maybe switch out my character. Alright, I'll be right back. Give me a few minutes. In the meantime, go to tinyurl.com/banepool and check out my new merchandise. Please. Yes. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's get back to some gungeoneering, shall we? We weren't doing particularly well, we probably still won't. I'm gonna grab the pilot as my character. What can he do? Well, he's got a pistol, just as you might expect. Active item, who needs keys? Chance to pick locks. Can only be used once per lock. He also gets cheaper prices at shops and has extra ammo space. But his main gun is a piece of shit, so here's hoping we get a better one. Yeah, game has single player or co-op, but the co-op is local only. If you have a friend and you have NVIDIA, then you can use NVIDIA's beta game stream, which will allow you to actually set up a local co-op game over the internet, which is really neat. Basically, it creates a virtual controller and allows it streams the game to somebody and lets them control it. It's surprisingly good. It's obviously better if you are closer in proximity to the person, so the ping is lower, but it's actually a really nice service, and I'd recommend trying it. It has, in a way, solved the problem of local co-op games on PC. At least for 2-player, anyway. I don't think you can go any higher than that. That was a bit dumb, wasn't it? I do love that environmental interaction, I'll give it that. Why do they make it local only? Because making online co-op is really expensive. And new studios often don't know how. Online multiplayer is one of the most complicated things you can add to a game. It will absolutely push your sales, and in the case of many indie games, it seems almost essential. Although I don't think it's essential in this game, because people are going to be playing this primarily with the single player. Co-op's kind of more of a nice bonus. But there are definitely games that have died on the basis of not having that. But it's a cost thing, you know? Some people just aren't experienced enough to make it work. Some people can't afford it, because, you know, development is not free. So that's why games don't have online co-op all the time. It's reasonable when you think about it. It sucks, you know, it's not like the developers... Except when you're fucking the devs of Towerfall and you're egotistical and say, oh, our game was intended to be played this way. It's like, fuck off. Admit it, you didn't have the technical skill or you didn't want to spend the money. It's that simple. There's no, we only intended it to be this way. It's like, how dare you, our artistic vision. No, fuck you. Yeah, the call devs are stupid as well, on that basis. Not saying that the game isn't good, it is. And they're obviously very talented, but any developer that makes that, it was intended to be this way, so we're not putting in online multiplayer is a dumbass. That is incredibly disingenuous. It's like there are only two reasons. Just admit which one of it is. Huh. Okay, so we have a barrel gun. It shoots fish. Okay. I mean, yeah, why not? Oh, it stuns. I think this is a Magikarp gun. It also makes the floor wet. I think the Towerfall guys believe a lot of things. They believe it enough to put a playable Anita Sarkeesian in the game. I think their beliefs are somewhat questionable. But you will find that sort of hipster-esque aspect to a lot of indie devs. I mean, the developers of Binding of Isaac themselves said they absolutely hate the games development scene because people are a lot of pompous, pretentious douchebags, which is unfortunate. But I mean, any artistic scene, you're going to find people like that. It's just there seems to be a larger chunk of them in gaming for some reason. Doesn't mean you can't respect their art, you absolutely can. But, unfortunately, there are people whose art you can respect and whose politics you just roll your eyes at. Most of them seem to live in San Francisco for some reason. Never will live there, no intention of living there. No benefit. Well, I mean, you should find Sarkeesian unpleasant. She's a professional liar. I mean, any honest person would find Sarkeesian unpleasant. Which indicates to me that the people that don't are either liars themselves or have been misled. I think we're going to buy this bomb gun. Because it's a bomb gun. Please tell me this... Does this thing explode unless I fire it? Because that would be hilarious and terrible. Refuse to lose. Charge to fire bombs. Nice. I'll take it. I'm a little low on HP, so this boss fight might be tricky. I'm going to hunt the other rooms and see if I can get some more. So you have to charge this thing up. Oh my god, wow, that's a really cool design. Impractical for fighting single enemies, yes. But for fighting the boss, it should be great. So you have to charge it up, otherwise it doesn't fire. And see, this is where the game is at its strongest, when you end up with a selection of weird and wacky weapons. You know, 66 shots is oddly specific. I wonder if that's supposed to represent anything. It's kind of hunting to see if there's any hidden room in here, but Doesn't look like it. This is a completely empty room. Usually these rooms have the two chandeliers. Chandeliers! And you can fight the enemies underneath them and then collapse them on top, but evidently not this time. Hello. What we got here? So apparently you can shoot these. Oh, I have the thing, don't I? Yeah. I can use my lockpick. There we go. What'd I get? Fire rate up. Nice. Faster fishies. That's what we like. Still no HP, though. This is probably my best run so far with the best equipment, and that's very unfortunate because this boss is probably going to kill me. I do like the teleport feature. It is handy and means you don't waste your time. I'll take that. Why would a dev add a controversial character like that to a game? Because a lot of devs are consumed by their own ego and they get mad. They see it as a virtuous thing. And they see the only people that would ever get upset by that as being subhuman, which is why they do it. So they feel that what they've done is righteous. Of course, what they've actually just done is alienated people. Oh, this is going to get pretty tricky. Does the bomb do enough damage to just... Yeah, that wasn't going to happen. Just not finding any health anywhere is a pain in the arse. Well, let's try to do a little bit better this time. You know, it's an interesting idea that the games industry is not inclusive enough, and yet when devs do things like that to be deliberately exclusionary and scorn people that they don't like, one has to wonder whose fault that is. Not that it's actually true. The games industry is not in any way exclusive. It's not. It is a very inclusive industry, which has been proven by the fact that the gender demographics are literally 50-50. So it's like, okay, so we need more women playing games. Yeah, but already half the women are playing games. Like, isn't that good? Like, we're balanced. It's like, no, we need more. Like, I mean, okay, but doesn't that mean you then have more women than men playing games? Isn't that then the opposite problem? And the reality is, of course, that none of these people that talk about that ever take the idea of demographics and genre into account. Which makes the arguments fucking stupid. Not to mention, how the hell do you... How with a straight face do you make the argument, we need more women in video games, and then quote the fact that 50% of the people playing video games are women? But do you not see how one contradicts the other? What you mean to say is we need more women in core game genres. Okay. I mean, one, do we? That's like saying we need more men in rom-coms, do we? Because I don't see anyone trying to do that. It is entirely fine to not deliberately exclude people, but simultaneously you're also going to have to understand that certain themes, and particularly certain genres, are going to appeal most likely to one gender over another. That's just how everything ever works. This works the same in movies, books, television shows, music. Nobody complains in any of them. But apparently gaming has to be the great standard of all-inclusiveness for literally everything. Even if it involves sacrificing artistic vision and even possibly the integrity of a genre. That's a fun argument to have. Love that one in particular. Ooh, what do we got? Ooh, it's a blooper. I don't know what that is. I love that argument. It's like, we need to make this easier. That's like, why? Well, because women don't like it. That is incredibly sexist. You realize that, right? So you're telling me that women suck at video games, so you're going to make this easier for them? That's, really sexist. That is a nice-looking gun. There we go. Yeah, the main thing missing from this discussion, and usually because people don't want to use it as an argument, because it's a good argument, So why would you ever want to use that if you're trying to push an agenda? Is present stats of demographics on a genre-by-genre and game-by-game basis, and then attempt to analyze exactly why those games have attracted certain demographics. If you are incapable of doing that, then you are incapable of having any kind of argument as to whether or not gaming should be more or less inclusive of particular groups. It's as simple as that. If you do not have that information to hand, or your arguments are useless. The problem is people don't want to find out that information because all they really want to do is push their agenda. And if they keep, you know, you tell the big lie enough, then people believe it. Nobody actually checks on the internet. Lying is constant. People lie all the time. There's no consequences to it, really. People lied a bunch about what I said yesterday in that cancer video. There's no consequence, because no one's actually going to fact-check them on it. People are too lazy to do that. So now, there exists a bunch of people that believe I think a certain way, when despite that, in the video I actually said the exact opposite of what they claim. And they're always going to believe that, because nobody bothered to correct them. Welcome to the culture of lying. That's where we live, you know, we live in an age of deception. Deception can be very profitable, deception can push your agenda, and there are very few consequences for deception. It makes me very sad. It's one of the, I think, one of the most upsetting things about the modern generation. For me, because I really think that deception drives everything. Anyway, this is why I'm trying not to care so much about this and just make a shitload of money and be better than them. It's sad when the most healthy thing you can do is just focus on the bottom line. Because if you do anything else, you'll be driven insane. Unfortunately, that is what the internet has done to me over the past 5 years. It's taken my idealism and it's put it through the ringer, and it's strangled it at the hands of people that constantly lie. Sometimes for no other reason than they get pleasure out of it. So I'm going to stick to making money. You know what the wonderful thing about making money this way is? It's not that it's an awesome job, which it is. It's that you can quantifiably say that through honesty and through integrity, you have made a bunch of people happy. And you can't even argue with that fact, because this is a metrically driven business. If I have to create videos that people want to watch in order to get paid. The metrics clearly say that people want to watch them. The metrics define the success. But not only do they define the success, they define user satisfaction. You can tell, simply by looking at those metrics, that you made a bunch of people happy. You don't have to ask them, you just know. And that's a very rewarding thing. That's why I care really only about metrics and not about feedback. I know people like my shit because they still watch my shit. That's all I need to know. I can track it. And you know what I'm really grateful of when it comes to this audience? And I'm so grateful of this because so few people on YouTube have this privilege. Is that I can change my shit up. I can do new things. I can tackle niche subjects. And you'll still come back and watch it. And that is amazing. That is the best part of this job. That's why I actually don't think my audience is a piece of shit. Because they're willing to engage in topics that other channels quite simply can't even... They can't even do, because they wouldn't be interested. I look at channels that try to do something different, popular channels, and you always see those channels that get almost no views on those videos. I'm like, I am so lucky that I am not that. I'm incredibly fortunate that I can experiment and that I can do things that are a bit smarter, a bit more niche, and people will still watch it. Or I can do something, and sometimes I can do something really stupid, just completely dumb, and people are like that too, you know? I have basically complete creative freedom, and you'd be surprised how few YouTube channels actually have creative freedom, if you really think about it. They're tied into one thing, they're typecast. You know what's weird? That could have happened too. That absolutely could have happened to me if I didn't do things right. If I didn't manage to get out of World of Warcraft, I think, then I would have been stuck in that position. But we left kind of at just the right time, I feel. And I was able to define my career the way I wanted to. Most people don't get that privilege. They're defined by others. That's cool. We got the Gungeon Eagle. Alright, so we've got some good guns, and we're not dead yet. This is probably the best run so far. Charged. A powerful, unwieldy handgun that can be charged for more power, has terrible accuracy. So I'm kind of using the gamma ray to poison people and then switching out to the bloober. What's that other item I have? I have the lockpick, the stick boom. Okay, so it's explosive. Oh my god, so that is the Gungeon Eagle. This is me charging the Gungeon Eagle. That is what the Gungeon Eagle does at full. Yeah, I respect that some people still miss Terraria. It's not like it wasn't a popular series. It's not like it wouldn't be profitable if I brought it back. I just don't want to, you know? I don't feel like doing that kind of content anymore. And I think it's okay. You know, I have the right not to make that. And if people are disappointed by it, then, I mean, they can unsubscribe. And that's the transaction, you know? That's the healthy transaction. This is a pretty fun gun to use. Gamma Ray doesn't do a giant amount of damage, although it seems like it's good enough for cutting down these weaker enemies without getting them too close, because I think it has a pushback on it, which is useful for getting those exploding enemies away. Alright, this is one of the bigger enemies, so I probably want to use a bigger gun on it. The blooper seems stupid powerful, if you can get close enough. This mini-boss is a pain in the arse. Yeah, the blooper is very good. But it is very limited on ammo, so... Oh, hello. Is that an ammo crate? Slick. Well, it's not limited on ammo anymore, is it? Yeah, lounge is at 4 PM Eastern. Lounge will be Space Food Truck this week. It will be me, Cry, and 2 others. Fuck. Screwed that up, didn't I? Killed by a veteran shotgun kin. Alright, we're going to do one more run and then I'm going to wrap it. I should have probably gone back to the breach and bought something in the shop, but... I've never been too good at these games, I'm going to be honest. I end up not paying attention, then just getting caught off guard and dying. It happens. But I want to at least get good enough for it, so when I do the WTF close to its launch, I will at least be able to show you content that's beyond the first level. This is the most boring part of the game, when you start off with nothing. These guns are not... I mean, I will say the guns are very well animated, but there's only so much you can do with making a basic gun feel good. I think they've probably put their best effort into doing that, but they haven't succeeded. I think the game would maybe be better off starting with a random gun from the arsenal, because I think that would make the combat immediately more interesting than the process of trying to find a gun and having to shoot through waves of enemies with basically what could constitute as a pea shooter. There is literally a pea shooter in the game, incidentally. There's a health drop here, but I'm at full. I haven't had a chance to try VR yet. My Oculus is on order, my Vive is on order. I don't know which will come first. We ordered both the day they were available. But that doesn't mean anything, because of course, you know, there's the Kickstarter guys for the Oculus that are getting their shit first, most likely. Actually, I don't know if they are getting it first. I don't think they weren't ever promised the consumer version, were they? They only got it as a additional thing. They backed the development kit. I actually can't be sure. I don't know how that worked. But I should hopefully have it relatively soon, because I would like to make a video on it just so I can explain the benefits of it. I have Gear VR, and I believe in the technology, but Gear VR is obviously nowhere close to being as good as what the Oculus and the Vive will be. So, I'd like to see which is better. I'd like to see, like, the usage scenarios for them. It's like, you know, does the Vive really have to be used in a room environment? Because if it does, that's going to be a problem for a lot of people. Big problem. My office is not set up for that. And that's where my powerful PC is. I could use a laptop, of course, but that, again, is quite pricey to get a laptop that good to really run it properly. My current laptop couldn't, I don't think. Don't think it can maintain the frames. I think that's going to be Vive's biggest problem when trying to get people to use room-level VR. It's like, well, but my PC that runs that isn't in that room. I think that's partially what they've been trying to stall with Steam machines, but it's not working. They're not selling, and rightfully so, because they're underpowered for their price. Oh, shit, son. We got our fucking cannon back. There we go. But you can totally use the Vive like the Rift, so... It just depends how much they want to try and push the room-level stuff. Oculus is not pushing that. Oculus is pushing the sit-down experience, which, to me, makes more sense. It's not that Vive can't do sit-down, it absolutely can, but one is marketing it one way, one is the other. One is prioritizing one over the other. As to which is the better quality product, I mean, it's hard to say. We don't know yet, because we haven't got to use the final product. It is hard to say. PS 4.5 is only going to have 4K for Blu-ray support. If anyone genuinely believes there's going to be gaming at 4K on the PS 4.5, they have no idea what they're talking about. They are out of their fucking minds. That's just not even possible. You can maybe run this game at 4K, but anything with any actual detail? No. Are you kidding me? You know how much it costs to get 60 FPS 4K on a PC? In most modern games, without compromising the graphical fidelity? A lot. Like, I can get it on some games only, and I have 2 tight necks. In order to get it normally, I simply have to turn detail down. Well, that didn't work. So apparently you can shoot these open. No. Yes, you can. And you will get a gun. Apparently it's maybe not as good. I have a wind-up gun. Alright. So this game shoots faster the longer you go. And it has a fairly long reload time. It can run very, very simple games at 4K at a low frame rate. That's the reality of it. The question is, would you ever want to do that? Even 4K 30 requires probably like $900 PC. And that's not necessarily reliable, depends on the game. So that's what you kind of got to bear in mind when they claim that. And I don't think they've actually claimed that. I think it's just been claimed by random websites. Personally, I think that's just insane. Alright. So I could buy armor, or I can buy the ammo synthesizer. Right now, I'm cool on ammo, you know. I think I'm actually going to get armor just to... We're going to try and survive and not die. Doesn't that sound like a great idea? Alright, where's the boss room in this level? Up here. "4K 60 is only possible with multi-GPU setups in most games. I mean, I could do it in this game, but again, this is fucking pixels. Like, modern-looking games, I can get 4K 60 in some of them with 2 Titans, but most of them, no. You know, I'd have to knock the detail down. And that's the wonderful thing about PC, is that I have the option to knock the detail down. But, God, this gun takes ages to wind up. This reload time sucks. Guess that's to be expected. Ow. Okay, let's have a scrub, please. There you go. Oh, God. Trigger the iframe, but rolled right into another one, which is not brilliant. Need to try and focus on one of them. Otherwise, we're just going to get overwhelmed. Alright, one down. I don't think that does enough damage to justify using it. It's also too risky to use. We're gonna die. We got him. Only just. There's basically no HP left. And our reward was a drum clip. One size fits all. Okay. Increased magazine capacity for all guns. That is going to be very useful for this one. Not so useful for this one. But that's a cool upgrade. Unfortunately, we're going to move on to the next level and probably die in the process. Oh, wait a minute. There's a heart pickup in here somewhere. There it is. Cool. Then if we could hit up the store, we might be able to buy another heart. There we go. Nice. Cool. A bit more setup for the next level now. The green hashtags are a kind of currency that can be spent in the hub area, which gets you future upgrades. Alright, so this gun that I have right now with the increased ammo capacity should be better. Yeah, that's a lot better. That's a room clearer now. I'm impressed. Wasn't so good when it had the limited ammunition, but now with that combination, it's pretty swick. Swick is now a word. Accept it. You have no choice in the matter. You notice the levels get a little trickier? Yeah. That they fucking do. There we go. Yeah, the theme's great. The theme is one of the strongest parts of the game. Yeah, they took the whole "it's a Gungeon" thing and said, alright, we are committing everything to this. Like, you are going to believe it. We're going to make you fucking believe it, whether you like it or not. Every enemy is going to be dungeon or gun related in some way. Just totally right, you know? Because you want your game to have that individual personality that sets it apart from other things, and a theme like this does exactly that. Because there are tons of games in this genre now. It's extremely oversaturated. So you have to make your game stand out, and that's what Gungeon does. Not necessarily in terms of its combat. Its combat is definitely very similar to other things in this genre, but there are things which do set it apart. The aesthetic, the theme, the gun variety, the focus on firearms as opposed to melee weapons, which some games certainly do try and focus on melee. The fact that it is not another goddamn fantasy game is helpful. So when I wind this gun up, incidentally, it plays nursery rhymes, which I thought was kind of adorable. Pop goes the weasel. On 95.5. I think this is an elite level enemy. I assume that's what the green thing means. He won't fucking die. There we go. Finally. There's still an enemy in here? Fuck. What is that thing? I don't want to know. Get away. Well, we don't have a lot of currency, and the shop's right over there. Again, I've seen this whole offering thing, and I don't even know what it means. I just can't figure out exactly what offering you have to give it or anything. What in the blue shit? Hello? I would love to know. Okay. Ah, I'm 3 short. That's irritating. Alright, we're gonna go find 3, and then we can play his game of targets. Fuck me. Ah! Jesus, that's not even fair. Oh, ammo box. But we're still 1 short. Me! Bullets everywhere. Come on, still no bullet pickup? I need 1 to play that game. I'm most certainly, I think, going to die on the boss on this level. Let's see if I even get there. There shouldn't really be any doubt at this point. No pickup? Really? It's a little unpleasant, don't you think? Gonna be a little bit more generous on that regard. Lockpick. It worked. Ooh. It is a boat gun. It fires a ricocheting boat, I think. Plot a course. Circumnavigates the room, then explodes. Awesome. Alright. I'm still 1 bullet short of doing that thing. So we need to go find one. I would love to. He won't let me. I need to go find 1 thing. Just 1. Can I sell guns? I'd like to get rid of the little bomber, actually, because I don't find that very useful. There's a fucking donut in there. The thing, isn't there used to be a fellow sort of in the floor that you can donate to, I think. But he doesn't seem to be here today. God knows what reason. Oh well. Such as it is. So this bounces around the room. It'd probably be pretty useful in a room with lots of shit in it. Not so much right now. It actually sticks around for quite a while, so I can definitely see the usefulness of it. Finally, we have the pieces we need. If you can offer the guns, I'm not sure how you do it. Let's see if there's an option to drop. Drop a gun, hold F. Okay, let's try that. I don't want to keep this, so... No, that does nothing. Okay. Well, that wasn't a good shot, was it? Oh, fuck's sake. Fuck! I'm the worst. I missed it again. I am... How shit am I? Holy fuck. That was incredibly bad. I'm astonished. certain levels of incompetence that just are difficult to fathom. I mean, the main problem with a minigame like that, I suppose, if I were to say anything in my defense, and you shouldn't accept this, is that you have to try them without understanding the characteristics of the gun. Now that I know the characteristics of the gun, I'm probably going to be better at it, but there's still no excuse for my astonishing, astronomical, cosmic shitness. Is shitness a word? It is now. And then I died to a random mob. Alright, that's the Gungeon, ladies and gentlemen. Ugh. I will be doing a video on this close at launch. I believe it launches on the 8th of April, so next few days, most likely. Generally not good to put it out too early. The game's obviously done, but I generally don't put out videos like a week before the game comes out. There's no real point. So, probably a few days before. That is the Gungeon. We will be back at 4 PM, assuming we can get 2 more players, because we had people say we'll play and then looks like they've backed out. So, currently we have me and Cry available. We need to try and find 2 more people for Space Food Truck. That's the plan for Co-optional Lounge at 4 PM Eastern today. If that doesn't happen, I am sorry. I needed the people, and they didn't show up, so hopefully I'll be able to find 2 more people. Thank you for watching, though. I appreciate that. And I would also appreciate it if you headed on over to tinyurl.com/banepool, which is the URL for our current merchandise collection. That is a Deadpool-inspired little piece of work. You can get a t-shirt, you can get a hoodie, or you can get a poster. Or indeed, you can get all 3 if you so desire. It's free shipping in the continental US and $5 anywhere else, which is losing us money. That I can guarantee, but we wanted to keep the shipping down for everybody. Thank you for watching, folks, and big thanks to any subscribers today. I will see you next time.